friends, and welcome back to Ghouls Night In, the spooky chat show with your best ghoul friends. I'm Penny Snark.
And I'm Midge Munster. And, wow, Penny, we got some cool stuff happening this week.
We sure do. It's an exciting week.
It's an exciting week. Welcome to How It's Made.
Yes.
The behind-the-scenes show where we talk about how I somehow made a movie with, 10 people and a dream.
Hell yeah.
So if you've been following along with us anywhere that isn't just here, and even here too, we've been talking a lot about the making of my Halloween special. And it's coming out at the end of this week, finally being birthed into the world. I cannot wait to have this out and have everybody actually get to see this thing that we've been working on for so friggin' long. And so I asked Penny if she would be down for me to do kind of a behind the scenes episode where we kind of talk a little bit about the making of that and what the process was like, and hopefully get you guys excited to watch it on this coming Friday.
Yay, yes. Mark your calendars, y'all. October 10.
October 10. It's coming out. So I both could just yap forever about this whole process. It's been one of the craziest experiences of my life. Just learned so much. But in order to kind of facilitate my yapping, I did ask y'all to send in some of your behind the scenes questions. And I'm going to just kind of use those to walk through the process and how we got here. And Penny, of course, was in the special, so she can extrapolate a bit about her experience being a part of this too. I would honestly love to hear your perspective, because it was a wild ride.
I was only on it for a minimal segment of it, and it was pretty wild.
But I'm going to start out with, like I said, kind of a grouping of questions here that are a good jumping off point. Let me make sure I've got this person's handle correct. So this is from Even Johnny, and they asked, when did you start planning? Which I think is a great place to start.
Yeah. Let's start at the very beginning.
At the very beginning. Exactly. So I started writing the script about 3 years ago, which is freaking crazy. I know it was about 3 years ago because it was before I turned 30.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also before I got really, really sick. So this has been something I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I was really upset when I got sick because I was like, I have this thing and I want to make it, and I just don't have the time or energy or anything to do it.
Yeah, because I remember back several years ago you saying, oh, I think I'm going to be filming a Halloween special this summer. Are you available? And I was like, of course, yeah, totally. And then unfortunately, you were not able to make it happen that year.
Out of action. Well, and then we thought for sure we were filming last summer, and then that was when I had to have my surgery. So it just, it kept not happening. So in the sense of when did I start planning, there's several answers to that. I started hoping 3 years ago. I would say started planning 2 years ago, and then really this question does say, when did the hot phase begin?
Yeah.
And I would say the hot phase began this past January. That was when I feel like we hit the ground running. And what was cool about that is that, and I talked a little bit about this in a YouTube video, but I was so frustrated with the whole process, being like, oh my God, this thing's never going to get made. I'm just sitting on this script. It sucks. I just feel like it's never going to happen. And now, retrospectively, if it had happened any other way at any other time, it would not have been the right thing.
Yeah.
obviously Penny was in it from the get-go. Like, that was, I knew I was going to have Penny and Andrew and Devin. I knew those were going to be my folks that were on board. Fun behind the scenes, I guess, tidbit, the character of Celeste was originally written for Miranda of Your Best Spooky Little Halloween. And I know this was a long time ago because it was when Miranda was still living in Houston that I was writing this. But she's had a lot of life changes and things, so that just ended up being that down the road we could cast that role with Cheyenne, who is freaking fantastic in this. By the way, everybody did such a good job. I'm so excited for y'all to see this because, like, most of y'all aren't actors.
Yeah.
I mean, all of you have, like, on-screen abilities because most of the folks involved are content creators. Cheyenne has been in one movie before. And obviously, Penny, you're great on, like, camera and screen and sound and all that.
But yeah, definitely not a professional. I'm a theater kid, but not like a legit actor.
Right.
I've never worked on a set before.
Right. And really the only people who are, like, quote actors were me and I would say Jarvis.
Yeah.
And then the character Richard is one of my friends from college who went to acting school with me, and his wife, who is also an actor. But I was blown away by how amazing everybody was in these roles. But yeah, it was so funny because, like, we wouldn't have had Cheyenne, and I think she brings so much to the table for
Definitely.
this. We would not have had Jarvis.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't know Jarvis yet 3 years ago in person. And that was such a fun thing because him and I's relationship developed really organically. And that was what was so exciting about having Jarvis on board was, like, you know, I went and saw him perform here in Kansas City probably close to 2 years ago now. And we really hit it off at that event. And then I saw him like 6 months later in St. Louis. Mm-hmm. And he was like, Midge, I've been watching your YouTube and I love your stuff. So we just developed this very organically. We both respected what each other was doing. And so when I asked him if he would participate, I had already written a ghost character. There was a ghost character in the script from the get-go, which we had gone back and forth. Originally, I thought the ghost was going to be you, Penny.
Oh.
Because I was like, well, who's the person that, like, if we're going to summon on a Ouija board, who shows up? It's Penny. You know? Like, it felt really correct for you to be the spooky ghost Ouija character. But then, yeah, when I reached out thinking there was no way Jarvis was going to say yes. Jarvis is based in Atlanta, as many of you may know. And he, without hesitation, was like, this is the dream thing I've been wanting to do. I've been wanting to be in a Halloween special. I can't wait. And so, yeah, we wouldn't have had that. And then the craziest thing that changed in the planning phase is that the original house we were going to film in was also not in Kansas City. It was near Kansas City, but we would have had to have flown everybody into KC and then traveled like 2.5 hours to this other house.
Ooh, yeah.
And then put everybody up in this kind of like podunk town in Kansas to film. And I went and toured that location and realized it wasn't going to work for us. And I was like, well, shoot, we don't have, you know, we wanted a Victorian mansion.
Yeah,
those are not a dime a dozen in Missouri.
No.
Like, it's not like we live in the, you know, beautiful New England area where you can throw a stone and hit a Victorian home. So I was like, well, crap, we have nowhere to film this thing. And I thought we were going to have to film it in my house and try to figure out a way around it. And then, lo and behold, I had been searching again for, you know, quite a while to find a place to film this. And the like December of last year, I Googled, like, are there any Victorians around Kansas City? And this insane mansion 15 minutes from my house pops up.
Yeah.
And I mean, I grew up here. I've never seen this place. It's a historical, like, preserved mansion that is open. Like, they give tours to the public. Mm-hmm. Had no freaking clue that was there. And ended up being, again, the perfect situation for us because we were all close by. We could stay in Kansas City. And the house ended up being way more beautiful and perfect for what we needed than the original filming location was going to be. So overall, a really wild, chaotic planning phase, but we got there. And like I said, just all those things, it felt like everything lined up at the right place at the right time.
Yeah, sometimes it all just falls into place like that, and you're like, oh, okay, this is how it was supposed to go.
Exactly. I think it happened, exactly the way it was meant to happen. And we get to, because of that, see Penny be a hot vampire instead of a ghost, so, which is really her true form. So it all worked out.
It did. It felt very like we said. I'm not a professional actor, but this role came very naturally to me.
And that was a big part of, like, a lot of the script writing did come from knowing, for the most part, who I had. Mm-hmm. And so the characters were really written to reflect almost like caricatures of aspects of you all's personalities that I already knew. Like, Andrew's character, for example, Jules, is, like, very happy-go-lucky, like, a lot of, like, very silly dad jokes. That is Andrew.
Yes.
Like, Andrew is already that person, but I just, like, it really pushed in on that aspect of his personality. Or Mia, who's played by Bianca Pierre-Louis, she is, like, a very vibrant, vivacious, excited, like, person who's always on the go in her real life, and so that character was written as, like, our party girl, our excited girl, because I knew she could do that. I know you can be aloof and snarky. So that was really fun, like, more, and even, you know, like, when I got Cheyenne on board, when we got Jarvis on board, I went back and rewrote a lot of the script to fit their personalities, and so I think it just made for a really fun thing where everybody was getting to do something they were good at.
Totally.
And that was really fun. The next question is about like, influences. This is from the Sunflower 23, and they asked, what or who inspired you to make this special? And there's a lot of things, but first and foremost, Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
And some of you may have been around long enough to know that I did a Halloween special, 2021, I think, was when we did it. And it was, like, really low budget, like, nothing. It was me and a camera traveling the US, talking to different content creators.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah, it was the first time I met Andrew and Devin. I had never met them. I drove out to their house to film with them. I think I hadn't met Miranda in person either. I think that was the first time I went to Houston to visit her. And Laura Lee. And, I mean, yeah, we had a great group of people on that. And that one was very much me trying to, like, capture my love of, like, the Martha Stewart Halloween shows when we were a kid. Like, when we were one kid.
Yes, when you and I were a single child.
When we were a child. You know, that instructional, like, how can you make something from nothing kind of vibe. But then this in particular, this has a lot of that element. Like, it has the Martha Stewart, like, let me show you how to make a food. Let me show you how to make a cocktail. Let me show you how to make a craft. But the story aspect really came from, I mean, the Munsters. It came from my love of 60s TV sitcoms. It also came from when the Boulet brothers did their Halfway to Halloween special a
Yeah,
couple years
yeah.
ago. I watched that and I got a feeling that I had not had since I was really young, of like watching something that was only on TV, you know? Like,
Yeah, totally.
just that, like, oh my God, this is so fun and so special, and no pun intended. And that really, like, got me excited about, like, oh, I think I can do that. Like, not that exact thing, but like something really fun like that. And that was kind of when the full scope of this really started turning, and it became a lot more like story based.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely it reminds me a lot, like you said too, of like when you were a kid and there would be like a special Halloween episode of your favorite
Yes.
show, and just kind of seeing, characters in a, a spooky story, but people learn, a heartwarming lesson, and
Yes.
so it all kind of comes together like that.
Yes. And I'm hoping this feels like, when you're watching it, you feel like you know these characters and you're, yeah, just getting to see them on Halloween, like, and like, oh, what does Midge do on Halloween? And this
Right,
is it.
yeah, like I really enjoy like how you kind of like you're joining characters like sort of like in action, like it definitely feels like there could be like 10 episodes on either side of this, of all of our wacky
Our
hijinks.
Yeah. Not that anyone involved in this is ever going to speak to me again after. But if they were, I would have loved to have had a whole slew of episodes with these characters. But the other thing I have to just like rant and shout out, that what really started getting me inspired and feeling like I could do this was Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle being brought onto the equation. So Kyle Braun Film Studios is the director of photography, the camera op, the drone op, the production designer, the
Yep.
insert title here, and the editor. Like, Kyle has busted his ass for me in a way that I can never truly repay him for. But anyway, Kyle and I went to elementary school together. We've known each other forever. And he has become, in his adulthood, this like phenomenal filmmaker, videographer, and he runs his own studio, and he does a lot of like more corporate work, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you gotta do when you're a freelance creative.
Exactly. Yeah, we all know that struggle. But so he had started making music videos with my best friend, and I was like, damn, he's really talented. And so back to when did the hot phase start? I brought him on, got literally just in January of this year, which is late in the game for something like this, and that was crazy. We met at like a coffee shop, and I was like, hey, I have a crazy ask for you. Do you have any interest in helping me make this like monster movie, basically? And he was super hyped because he these are the type of projects he wants to be working on. So he said yes. And we were just talking last week. He was laughing at me. He's like, do you remember that first day in the coffee shop and you said I could do it myself and just like have one camera? Like, there's no way.
No, there's no way. Even like the fact that like Kyle and the crew that he brought along were incredible and busted so much ass, and even with that, I was like, it's insane that we got any of this done.
It's completely bonkers. And like, y'all, when you are watching this, I want you to hold in your heart and your mind that this film, our crew, see my air quotes with your ears, our crew was Kyle, his partner Sharon, who is amazing, but she does not do like film professionally. She was there busting her hump, running, doing everything, like, just because, like, as moral support, basically. Like, was script supervising and doing all kinds of stuff day of, moving equipment. Mac was our boom op, who is another friend of Kyle and I's from high school, And then my best friend Rain came in and did makeup and like helped with touch-ups and stuff throughout the day and helped us move stuff around. We had a basically 3-person camera crew, and that was it.
Yep.
So like when you are watching this, be like, wow, just like clap as loud as you can for the crew at the end. Like
it's crazy because I mean I don't know if I've even told you this off mic, but I was talking about this with Caitlin, and she had worked a lot in like corporate video because like working in marketing, and when I was describing our crew, she was like, we have more people for that for like a 2-minute like video that we're producing for stuff, and it was just like, that's wild that you guys did all of this with such a lean and mean crew.
Yeah, lean crew, lean budget, like just nothing basically. So when Kyle got brought in, that was really when I was like, oh, we can do this. Now that being said, and this is where I would love to start hearing some of your perspective. So we get to filming time. Kyle, you wouldn't have freaking known it, but the day, like before the day we filmed, which we filmed this entire thing, well, we filmed everything with the full cast in a day and a half, which, looking back, is the craziest effing thing.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Well, like nobody was from here. Everybody was from out of town.
I knew that it was crazy going in. I did not realize that we weren't going to be able to get into the house until so late in the day.
Period.
Like, when you were like, oh, well, we're shooting all in one day, so it's going to be a late night, I was like, oh, yeah, like, totally, like, surely we will be arriving at set at, like, 10 a.m. Right. And shooting all into the night, but we couldn't get in until after 3, right?
Yeah. Correct.
So, when you were like, well, we'll be in there after 3, I was like, I had like a Scooby-Doo reaction in my brain that I tried not to put on you because I could tell you were already stressed, but I was like, what?
Yeah, crazy. Like, and listen, no tea, no shade to the Vale Mansion. They let us, they worked a lot with us. But yeah, when someone's renting your space and paying the amount of money I did, like, what do you mean I can't have it in the morning?
I know, like, yeah.
You're surely not making the same amount off of your $10 tours as you are off of me. So yeah, that would have been a game changer if we could have been in the house all day. But yeah, we did not get in until 3 p.m. And yeah, there are a lot of things now looking back. I had never done something like this before.
Oh, yeah.
My background's in theater, but like I have never worked on film in this capacity. I've done like 48-hour film fests and stuff, but I had no clue really what we were in for. And then Kyle just like wants to make my dreams come true, which I love him for, but he was like, yeah, we can do it. And then the day, like 3 days before, we had put so much pre-work into this, and like, drawing out like storyboarding and everything. Like, we had done so much prep work, and then it like didn't matter at all the day of. And like 3 days before, we're writing out the full like schedule of, okay, this scene from this time to this time, blah blah blah, while we're in the house, and we're like realizing in real time, oh my god, we're not gonna get it. There's no way. There's absolutely no way we're gonna get everything. And then we were like, well, shit, like, what do we do? How do we fit? Because we have Penny's from Milwaukee, Devin and Andrew are from St. Louis, Bianca's from New York, Cheyenne's from Vegas, Jarvis is from Atlanta.
Yep.
Like, literally not a single person in this cast is from Kansas City, except Dane and his wife. Which ended up saving my butt later. Because we ended up, all of Dane's scenes basically are just with me. So we ended up pushing like all the human scenes, being like, we can film those later. Hella shout out to Union Cemetery. Y'all know this is my favorite Union historic cemetery. So Union Cemetery, Kyle and I are like, okay, because originally Mia's scene is supposed to happen in the house when we like wake up Mia.
Mm-hmm.
And some of you might be pre-listening to this and be like, what the hell are you talking about? Come back and listen to it after you watch it. But Mia, we're like, okay, well, like that's one scene that maybe we can shoot outside of the house. And Kyle and I are like pacing in his backyard having like a panic attack. And he jokingly is like, you seem like the kind of girl who knows where we could film in a tomb. And I was like, you know what? I actually absolutely do. So I reached out to Union. They were amazing. Let us come film in the body vault. That was so cool and so fun. And ended up, again, Kyle kept joking that we like failed upward a lot on this project. A lot of the things that we were like, we did not plan for this, ended up being some of our most fun creative moments because we had to problem solve in weird ways. And so but yeah, all this to say, retrospectively, if you decide to make a film, don't give yourself 1.5 days to shoot. Don't make it so that all your cast doesn't live in the same place and can't easily get to a set. And don't be like me and make yourself the director, writer, producer, star, props master. Yeah. I didn't hire a PA. Why didn't I do that? Nobody knows. So by the time like we were actually in the house, I was blacked out. Like I don't remember anything about that day after the graveyard. So with that being said, I would love to know what your perspective was of the chaos of that day. Because how did that happen?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It really was. It was a wild day. And it was like, so since I was not part of the morning shooting, so I did not have to like get ready right away, which was nice. So I was up and I was kind of able to like, help people with some final costume stuff. I glued Cheyenne's nails to her gloves
to her fingers.
And stuff like that before getting ready. And yeah, I don't know if we did get a question in on the Discord about costuming and makeup from Batty. And so I did just want to shout out there that the majority of people did their own makeup and costume. I had my makeup done by Rain. Bianca also had her makeup done by Rain. And someone made Bianca's costume, right?
Yes. So Unseemly Threads, Cheryl Poe of the Kansas City world made Bianca's costume. I designed all of the characters except Celeste. Mm-hmm. Cheyenne actually did everything for Celeste. She built the costume. She came up. That character was originally just one thing.
Yeah.
Was not what it became, and she was the one that had the idea to like make Celeste what she is.
And she's so good.
It was so freaking good, and it was brilliant. And again, just things that would not have been the same if we had done it years before. Cheyenne brought so much to that, and I just can't say enough about her, and how lucky I got to have a professional cosplayer in that role and make that costume. And she styled the wig, she did her own makeup. I mean, she's amazing. So, and then I designed Victor, but Devin did all the work on that. He built the prosthetics and the costume. Penny put together her beautiful costume from things she had and a skirt that you had made previously.
Yes.
And gosh, what else?
Obviously, Jarvis provided his own himself
and made his costume. So
yeah, it looks so good.
And he of course does his own makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wig was from a person I've bought from before called Wigs by Gingerella on Etsy. And I have purchased wigs through her before, and she's amazing. I believe is a drag artist, which is evident when you see the size and quality of this wig.
Yeah.
That wig really got put through it.
It truly did. It truly did. Yeah, so that was just my side note because I was thinking about getting ready. So I was like, all right, I'll
Well, no,
start.
that's great because there were several questions even from my end too, not just the Discord about. Somebody asked how many wigs, which I guess me, Cheyenne, kind of Devin. I would say yes.
Prosthetic
I think everybody except
wig.
And then Jewel, I think everybody except you is
Yeah,
wearing
yeah.
hair.
I just had I think everyone except me was wearing a hairpiece, and mine was
of
just
some sort. Yeah.
au natural.
But I wanted Penny to have her hair because it's so iconic, and it fit really well because her character is kind of in these beautiful purple tones the whole time anyway.
Yes.
So it slayed.
But so the day of, I was like, so I started my day kind of chill and was like, cool, hanging out, got my makeup done, was getting, packing up my stuff, realized that I stupidly had not brought a go bag for set, which would have been smart because I had a giant ball gown skirt and stuff. And the other thing that we have not mentioned yet is that it was insanely hot. It was so hot that weekend. And so
July. Why? Again, just things where I look back and I'm like, what the hell was I doing? July, Midge?
And it was such a hot July, too, I feel like.
That Portlandia, it's so hot. It's the heat.
Heat.
That was the whole weekend. It was.
We were all like, oh my God, I'm so hot. And of course, I got off relatively easy. I was wearing full-length stuff and a crinoline, but, obviously other people were in full body paint and prosthetic and things.
Well, God bless Devin, because the first thing when we realized we're going to have to move this one scene outside is that it's our two actors who are probably, other than Jarvis, in the heaviest, makeup and costumes. Devin is in a full silicone bodysuit, a full drag king chest plate, and a head prosthetic in leather, in boots, wearing the hottest possible outfit, fully painted green. And then poor Cheyenne is in, fur and painted fully pink. Just the worst two people to have to, which thankfully it was really early in the morning. It wasn't blistering hot yet, but it wasn't good. That whole day was insane heat wise. I think it was 97, 98 degrees.
Yeah, it was so hot.
Not even the feels like that was what it was. Yeah. And then it was humid as hell because it's Missouri in July.
Yeah, and so when we did go over to the house, it obviously stunning, beautiful, but we are all trying to huddle and find the coolest place that we can wait for all of the lights and stuff to get set up, because obviously when you're doing the full production, they had to set up so much gear, which was crazy, and rearranging stuff, so we're all kind of huddling by vents, because the mansion did have air conditioning, but it's a big old house. It's not gonna get that cool in there.
It is not, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just not. So I had my little hand fan. Andrew had two, super handheld fans that he would run around blasting on whoever, looked like they were wilting the most in the moment. Which was delightful.
And something I even realized, too, after the fact, the mansion, a lot of the, what am I trying to say? A lot of the windows and stuff have been boarded up, but they're not there's no insulation.
Yeah.
So
they are not sealed.
There was air, but it was not refreshing.
No. It was you could stand directly over a vent and get a little bit of a breeze, but no, it was really interesting. I had definitely heard of the hurry up and wait of video and movie shoots, and it definitely did feel like that, because you would be okay, ready, and everyone would be ready, and then it's okay, no, we have to do a bunch of other stuff first, and you would be, standing and kind of hanging out waiting for your line, but you're doing multiple takes of stuff. I think that was the biggest kind of new experience for me. And even
The coverage,
like
yeah.
Bianca said at the end, she was like, oh my gosh, like you theater people work so hard. And I was like, girl, theater isn't this hard. You do it once and
Right.
you're like, there it is. And so like having to, you know, do coverage from different angles, different lenses, like it definitely was just like, oh, this, I see why making a
Films
movie
take 2
can
years
take
to
an
make.
incredibly long time, because there's just a lot to it. But like the house was so gorgeous, it was just very cool to like be in there with all the like historic furniture and items. I wish I would have gotten to like explore it more, but I was hot and cranky, so I wasn't moving
Sure.
around more than I had to. And obviously, also, I know, like, because there was an upstairs that I didn't even go up there, but like, if you went up there, like, you could hear it, so you couldn't be wandering around like while people
Right.
were filming. But it was just a wild time. I felt like we were it felt like at first you were like, okay, are we making progress or are we not? Are we going like back now? And
Yeah.
it was tough. Also just like we had our table read obviously and went through it, and you know I had been studying my lines, but like I'm used to memorizing lines to run through
Uh-huh.
all
Totally
all
different
in
experience.
one, even like in a scene. So when it would be like, okay, well we'll take it from here, I would be like, I don't know I know my line in the context of the lines that come before it. So it
Right.
was definitely a new experience, and I felt like I was like, I hope that I'm doing okay, because it's a lot that's going on. But it was also like just really fun and cool. Like you definitely, it felt it had kind of like that chaotic summer camp kind of vibe where
Very,
it was like
yeah, very that.
we're all sweaty but we're excited and we're like doing something that's cool. And not to spoil anything, but some of the last stuff we shot ended up being really fun, and
I
bringing
was
in,
actually getting ready to talk
yeah,
about that, so
go
we
for
can
it.
we can
Yeah,
do
we'll
a
segue.
spoil about that. Because yeah, what's really interesting now, and Penny, you have not been involved in most of this because you again don't live here. Um, we ended up having to shoot so much
Yeah.
after that day. And we didn't have any actors. So, like, Kyle and I have had to come up with some of the craziest ways to fake things, to redo things. And it's been really fun, honestly. I've had a blast working on that. But yeah, one thing we came to realize was, like, the whole kitchen scene, which our kitchen is like our mad scientist's lab, and we realized pretty quickly there's no way. This is like one of the most, it's a longer scene of the scenes. It's a lot of like stop and go because it's a cooking scene. So we realized pretty quickly like we are not gonna have time to film that in the house. Which again, we kind of failed up because the kitchen at the Vale is not great. Like there's no
Yeah. It's
real kitchen.
yeah, they
'Cause
they
it's a
don't have a
Victorian-
historic kitchen.
No. And so we were going to make do with what we had and kind of fake it. But what we ended up doing was filming that scene the next day at my house. And we built a laboratory in my house. And that was we had so much fun shooting that day.
Yes.
I'm glad we ended on that note because we could take our time. I mean, kind of. Penny was flying out that afternoon. So we had to like move quickly. Or no, you flew out Monday.
Yeah,
so
the boys had to go home.
The boys were
yeah.
leaving.
Yeah.
So, but they were driving back to St. Louis, so we had like
Yeah, there was flexibility.
There was flexibility, and so we got really good coverage. We had fun. Like, we weren't on anybody else's timetable, really. So
Yeah.
that day ended up being a blast, and I weirdly think too that was a turning point for me of like, because we left the Vale on Saturday, and that night I got in bed and I was like talking to Taylor and I started crying and I was like, we didn't get it.
Yeah.
It's like I just spent like, I mean, just this isn't a secret. Like a lot of you donated to the GoFundMe. I just spent $5,000 on a movie and we
Yeah.
didn't get it. And I was just devastated. I was like, I put all these people through all this and they worked so hard and everybody like gave up time and travel and like did all this for me, and I let everybody down. I was so sad. And then we filmed that next day, and it was this huge turning point of like, oh, right, like we're not making a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like this is supposed to be low budget. It's supposed to be camp. It's supposed to be silly. And when we filmed the lab scene, it became so evident to me that like the more we leaned into it being stupid, the more fun it became.
Totally.
Which should have been duh from day one, but
well, yeah, but I mean, you're stressed out in the moment, and like I think it's so true. Like when what you said earlier, like the fact that like you guys, you have no idea. Like Midge was in her full wig and costume, just running around this house, like pulling props in heels, just going all over the place. And you could like, I'm not surprised that you don't remember it, because I would like look at you and you would have just like the wildest feral eyes, and are just like, ah.
It's so funny. Like in post, like watching stuff back with Kyle to pick takes of different scenes. The way, which, first of all, not to toot my own horn, but like watching myself act, I haven't acted in years now. Like I quit theater. I don't do it anymore. And like watching myself act, I was like, damn bitch, you still got it. But I'll be like acting my little butt off, and then we are like, okay, like scene, and the way I turn off, and my face goes blank and my eyes go wide, like I look haunted. Yeah. Anytime I'm not like on and acting, it's so evident how just not okay I was in that moment. Also, like, just for horrible context, we had also found out that my dog had a cancerous mass 2 days before this. So I was just like not doing well anyway. But yeah, so yeah, too much. I took on too much. I'm a Virgo. I was just not having a good time. And then that next day, I was like, oh, right, this is supposed to be stupid and fun. I forgot. So then, after we filmed the lab scene, Kyle and I took a solid week break where we didn't speak to each other, because we were both like, we need to process the trauma we just experienced. But all this stuff we have filmed since then, we've filmed a lot of like insert shots and things, and we figured out ways to like fake, which again failed up. I'd like to thank me for making none of y'all's hands look human, basically. I mean, Penny and I are the same shade of pale white person. Yes. So I could fake her hands by painting my nails to her color. But like Celeste has claws, like she's in full pink gloves. Devin's hands are full painted green. Andrew wore gloves the whole time. So like we had ability to go back in and futz a lot of stuff.
Totally.
And then God bless Devin and Andrew. I keep saying God bless. I don't know. I never say that, but here we are. I'm having a religious experience because this thing actually got made. Devin and Andrew could not come back up to Casey because we missed a whole scene of Devin, and it was his most important scene, and it's really important to the script also. It's the last scene that you see like Victor in before the party, for context when you're watching, and it's like the heart of the script. It's the thing that gives us the
you had to have that scene.
We had to have it or else it didn't make sense. And so we're like, well, Devin is a makeup artist by like in his real life, and he does weddings, and it's like wedding season now. He was booked every single weekend. Him and Andrew both have like full-time corporate big boy jobs, so like there was no way they could get back out here to film in the mansion. And Kyle and I are like, well, we are just effed, like what do we do? And again, another day where we were like sitting together joking, and Kyle's like, well, it sounds like, or I think I was like, the only way we could have gotten it is if we had gone to St. Louis. And Kyle was like, can we go to St. Louis? And I was like, maybe. And so I called Devin and Andrew and was like, hey, I have a crazy proposition for you. I want to come out and fake the mansion in your house on a Monday night and shoot these 2 scenes, and then Kyle and I will leave. So Kyle and I drove to St. Louis on a Monday morning, got in at 2:00, set up the mansion in their house, filmed till like midnight, slept for a few hours, and drove back. But it was totally worth it. It was totally worth it. And yeah, basically now we're at the point where I'm like, we have something I feel really proud of, and I hope everybody else involved will too. None of us have currently, as we are speaking right now, none of us have seen the final product yet.
Yes.
But I have seen a lot of it, and I am so freaking proud of what we made and of everybody involved, and just like what a beautiful thing to be able to like look at my life and be like, wow, all these amazing, talented, creative, fun people were willing to give up their time to make this with me. It's so special, and I am so thankful for these like amazing artists and creatives. It's really cool, and I really, really hope that y'all enjoy it and want to like watch it every year, because that's my hope, is that people are like, I watch this every year with my family on Halloween.
Yes, I'm so excited to see the full thing, but like you said, I mean, I feel like it was just like such a, even though it was crazy all the way through, it felt like just really inspiring to be working with so many people who were really passionate and willing to give it their all. And obviously Midge brought us all together, and you have your lovely script and brought it all to reality. And it was just so cool because obviously I have talked to you behind the scenes as you've been working on it and really wanting this. So it was just so cool that it actually happened. And we're going to get to watch it.
No, totally. And I think it's like a good reminder to me, and I hope to everybody, that like you can make cool art with not a lot. Like and if any of you listening like did donate to our GoFundMe, thank you so friggin' much.
Thank you.
It literally only got made because of my community, both the people involved and the people who backed it. So like, yes, we did have money in a word, like, but also like in the scheme of things, not really.
Yeah,
that amount of money goes nowhere when you're making like a full
stretched the funding that we had to the very breaking point.
Yeah, and even then I still like paid a lot out of my own pocket to do things. Like it was rough. But I'm so proud of it. I mean, we really, point being, go make your art, whatever your thing is that you've been wanting to do. You can find a way to do it, and it's so much better to have it than to put it off forever and not have it, you know. I have a good, like, I think this is a good question to end on because it's funny. This is from Gloomy Bruja 221, who asked, what was the most unhinged outtake? And I know I have a couple, but I was wondering, do you remember anything happening day of that like really got you giggling?
Oh man. It I like you said, it was very much like a fever dream.
I was gonna say it's hard to remember now, but
I mean, there was one bit of something that I think is maybe after credits that I wouldn't spoil, that was very funny.
Yes. Let's just say that we have another guest cameo that we did not announce, and this person delivered a line so funny and like basically was pointing to something but pointed the completely wrong way, and delivered the line with such like gusto,
just such vehemence,
but like did it completely the wrong direction. We were like, that was perfect. Now let's take it one more time where you actually point in the right way.
I just remember, and especially because it was like late in the night, we were all so loopy at that point. We just all
we were like
lost
frantically.
it.
We had to be out of the house by midnight, so we were like, It was like one of the last things we shot, and we're like there's people throwing stuff in bins while they're trying to deliver this line. It was bonkers.
Yes, and I guess not an outtake, but I was just loving our wonderful Rain and Sharon like steaming the backdrop as we're trying to get this ready, and I'm just like, as someone who steamed Andrew's costume while they were out at shooting, I was like, man, there's more steaming than I thought in movie making.
Than I ever would have thought. My favorite outtake actually happened after. Like, it didn't happen on the day when everybody was
after
there.
Principal photography.
After principal shoot. So there's a scene between me and our neighbor that happens at the neighbor's house. And I kind of, like, throw a fit on the porch. Like, I throw, like, a body tantrum. I'm like, ah! And Kyle did a couple takes of it. And he, like, did one where it was just, like, my feet stamping. And one where it was kind of my arms punching. And he was like, okay, now we're going to get, like, one really close of your face. So, like, just really, like, sell it with your head, you know? And so I was, like, thrashing around, and I whipped my head back, and my wig flew off, which I'm in a full bald cap underneath. And then, but I'm wearing these big spider earrings. And so the spider earrings had, like, latched into the wig, so it flew off, but then it was, like, hanging like a laurel of hair with my bald cap, and we slowed the footage way down in post to, like, look at it, where I hit the exact moment in my face where I realize that the wig is going.
Yeah.
So it's me, like, screaming, like, thrashing, and then you just see me go, like, and the wig is flying. It was really funny. I told Kyle I want an edit of it. To the, you know how everybody's doing The Subway by Chappell Roan. Oh, She's got a wig. So that was my She's Got a Wig.
That sounds so good.
Moment. But man, I will say, I know because he's shown me some and told me the rest. Kyle has a massive blooper reel for this special.
I love bloopers.
That will be released at some point. It will not come out at the time of the special, but we will be putting the blooper reel out in the world at some point, and it's wild. There's a lot of crazy crap that happened. Well, folks, there you have it. I hope this was fun. I hope you got a peek behind the curtain at what we're doing here. Again, there's so many things that we could talk about, but I hope that this gives you a little, like, fun, like, you feel like you got to sneak behind the scenes and see how the sausage was made.
Truly.
That being said, if at this point you have already watched the special and you're coming back to watch this or to listen to this, I hope you enjoyed it. If you're listening to this on Tuesday, get excited. It's coming. It's coming out this week. Thank you all for, like, again, just your support of the podcast, your support of Penny and I, both individually and here. Everything we make, like, we love to make it for ourselves, but it doesn't really matter unless there's somebody watching or listening. Like, you all are the reason we do this, and it's just such a fun thing and a joy to make things for y'all to watch, and I really hope that it's everything that I've hyped it up to be.
Yes, I'm sure it will be. I'm so delighted. So yes, it is coming out on October 10th, Friday.
October 10th, Friday.
Get ready, y'all.
Yes. And if you hate it, don't tell me.
Yep.
Well, thank you all so much for listening. Thanks for letting me word vomit about my project.
Yay!
We'll hopefully get some good reviews on that. And if you'd like to review this podcast, you can do that wherever you listen. Leave us a rating or a review. I think we're still currently out of fresh hot reviews as of last week, but leave us one, and we'll read it here.
We sure will. We love them.
And if you'd like to keep up with the podcast, you can follow us over on Instagram at Ghouls Night in Pod. And if you are looking for me, you can find me all over the web at Midge Munster.
And I think this is the first time I have said so on the podcast, but you can find me as at Penny Snark on Instagram and now on YouTube.
And on YouTube, yes.
So I too have been making some little YouTube videos, and most recently I put up a autumnal sleep story.
And it rocks, BT
thank you.
I have not said this off mic yet, but I was like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so for any of you who have told us that you like to fall asleep listening to the Ghouls podcast, check it out. It's just like this, but with less cackling. So
and with 100% less Midge, which is way more relaxing. But yes, happy to have you joined the ranks over on YouTube with me.
Much belated, but I was finally like, all right, Midge makes this video making things seem pretty cool.
So what you're telling me is the special did not kill your love of being on camera.
It did not. It did not, no. All right, well, until next time, good